Hello, welcome. This is SeeWing Yee from the Yee Real Estate Network. And today's presentation, we're gonna go over a big picture scenarios. We're gonna use a lot of assumptions, a lot of hypotheses, and a lot of scenarios, just so you guys out there, investors out there, can apply to your situation. And my special guest today is Mr. Richard.advani. He's one of the leading mortgage advisors in the country. He and his company does investment loans in all 50 states. So he helped investors for many, many years, including our investors, to get financing to purchase properties. He also does, owner-occupied purchases as well, and also refinancing. So with that said, thank you so much, Richard, for to attend this webinar. I know you're very, very busy. So my agenda today is to, like I said, is to sort of play the devil's advocate, play you, Richard.advani. I know you're a very experienced loan professional. You also have multiple properties that you have purchased all over the country for a number of years now. So, but today, I'm gonna ask you to put yourself in the shoes of a regular real estate investor. So let's use this pretense, if you will. So here you are the typical financial profile of investors that come to my organization to look into risk investing. They work full time, 40 to at least 40 hours a week. Their income level is anywhere from $100,000 or several $100,000 a year. And then their ages are between the age of 40 to 50s, some are even age 60s. They're still willing to buy investment properties, and you have good credit. And the assumption I'm going to use is you have approximately $100,000 to $200,000 of cash available to invest. That means you can parlay this cash into financing. Your goal is to leverage your portfolio with investment loans, in which that's what you do, and do 20 to 25% down payment financing. And furthermore, you as an investor maybe have some additional IRAs of 100 to 200 grand of IRAs. You may wish to invest the IRA for real estate as well. And finally, your goal is you want to retire in 10 to 20 years. You want to have, maybe have 50% of your passive income from your real estate portfolio in the future to offset the earned income, or even use your real estate portfolio passive income money to retire into the sunset for the rest of your life. All right, so this is your financial profile as an investor. So before I will go over the real estate markets that we have for our investors, let's take a step back and go over the high level overview of what's going on in today's market. As we all know, in the past 2 years, it has been record-breaking real estate prices. It's just in a historic way. The housing prices that increased so dramatically in all the areas of the U.S. And right now, here are the challenges. The challenges are, as of this right now, 2021, there are about 1 million houses for sale in the country. However, according to the National Association of Realtors, the country needs 4 million houses, right? So there's a tremendous lack of supply, there's a tremendous lack of inventory, as we all know. So let me give one example. The normal market is 6 months of supply, right, Richard? The normal 6 months supply means that demand and supply is at its equilibrium, at its normal market situation. However, if you look at any markets in the country, and I'm going to use Austin, Texas, for example. In Austin, Texas, even though the prices have increased in a big significant way, there are still only about 2 weeks of supply of inventory in certain county in Austin. This is mind-boggling. So it's just one example. In many markets are the same thing, right? So if there are no more houses that come on sale, in 2 weeks from now, there are no houses for sale in a particular county in Austin. We're talking a particular county in Austin have about 300,000 people and no houses to buy. That's how acute the shortage is. Furthermore, new builders, either they are pausing construction right now because the high lumber costs, right? They're not making any money, so they're waiting until the price of lumber comes down. And we have seen prices recently coming down. So maybe new builders are wrapping up with new inventory. Other than that, the new builds are really behind the 8 ball in supplying the housing market with new houses for sale. And finally, in terms of resales, we may have seen some recent current resales. Maybe it's to supply homes or coming, into the market, the resales, but it's very slow. And as we head into the summer, based on what I hear, the reason why the mortgage application has dipped a little, and I'm sure since you are a loan advisor, Richard, you have seen that the sales of homes recently, this past month perhaps, has dipped down, and the loan application has dipped down. In my estimation, in my personal opinion, the reason why the sales of homes have dipped slightly as we head into the summer, I believe there are 4 reasons. There are, number 1, buyers fatigue. Number 2, many buyers being priced out of the market because of the affordability factor, and the rising prices of homes. And number 3, many buyers are freaked out. Okay. And finally, the 4th reason are many buyers are being tapped out. Okay. So this 4th definition to me tells me that just people go on vacations also, right? People, because of the pandemic is virtually almost over, people gonna do traveling. They're not using up until now, this past year, people virtually, buyers have they have to spend full time just by competing for a house out there, right? Because of a multiple offer, bidding wars, and other things. So at least temporarily, buyers are taking a pause. They want to, right? They want to reallocate their time to have some fun, get outdoors, go out of town, go vacations or whatever. That's the reason why. So so that's what we're seeing. Can you have Richard? Can you give me a quick comment you have as to what I just said?
Well, it's hard to give a quick comment because you said quite a bit, but all of it definitely good information. As you noted, mortgage applications have slowed a little, and house prices are kind of at their peak in almost every market across the country. And obviously, affordability is becoming an issue now. So keep it short. I think it is going to drive more and more people back to the rental market, and people that are very qualified, that would have been qualified to buy a primary home. I'll tell you, the best tenants are the ones that can afford to buy their own home, because a lot of times, obviously, they're financially more stable, but also they're going to look after the home.
I totally agree. As a matter of fact, you and I discussed this a number of times recently. Right now, there are bidding wars. There are bidding wars by renters to try to rent a house. That's what's going on out there, and I've seen it with my own investors as well. So in fact, we can talk more about that as we go down. So now, okay, let's get back to the situation. So again, Richard, you are a typical real estate investor today. So you come to my network, right? You like our turnkey approach. So I'm going to share with you a high level, the type of properties we have. And then I'm going to ask you fairly quickly, you provide a quick comment, whether you're considering buying, and if not buying on a particular property within my specific market, why? So just play that role, okay, as an investor. All right, so here are the turnkey products that we have available within our network. The first one I'm going to talk about is Las Vegas. Las Vegas, although we have not been promoting Las Vegas for the past 6 to 8 years because for the rising prices, but surprisingly, the rent has caught up. So much to my surprise, that we have properties in Las Vegas, which is right, very, very close to California, in which you and I live. You live in Southern California, and I live in San Francisco Bay Area, but yes, either here or there. So Las Vegas, the typical homes, single family homes out there, like single family homes, like 320K, 350,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot. And the rent is like $2,300. So we're talking 5% cap rate and 0.07 of 1% rent to value ratio. So anyway, so if someone put 25% down payment on an investment loan of 3.7% maybe, right? Is that the right amount? And then
25% down, yeah, give or take.
Yeah. Okay. So your monthly cash flow is around $400. So as an investor, given your financial profile and the goals and objective that you are as a hypothetical investor, would you consider buying a property in Las Vegas at this moment?
Well, with the information that we've discussed in the last week and you just gave me, I'd say absolutely yes. But prior to that, if someone would have said, hey, buying a rental in Vegas, I'd say that's been extinct for 5 or 6 years. So I'd want to see the numbers and the rationale as to why. But as we discussed, it takes a while, but rents have finally caught up to the rapid appreciation Vegas experienced. And now it's actually turning a positive. I like Vegas because it's warm weather. It's highly visited. It's close to me, but even taking the distance out of it, the fact that you can drive there, there's not a lot of wear and tear on properties either. And they make a good market with multiple strategies, whether it's a long-term tenant, whether you decide to do Airbnb in the future. The fact that you can, once again, enter Vegas and have positive cash flow is a huge win, because it's been, 5, 6+ years. Our whole Vegas teams that we used to work with are gone now because there wasn't business to be had, and it didn't make sense cash flow wise. So yeah, I'm pro Vegas for sure.
Well, very good comment. I'm very, very happy you said that. So very good recap on Vegas. So although also in my Vegas realtor connection, he also have multi-units, like older type of rehab multi-units, 4 to 6 units in Las Vegas, selling for 400 to 800K with a 7% cap rate, which is amazing. But we're not gonna talk about that. But anyway, so due to my connection with him, Mr. Glenn Plantone, he has cash flow multi-units as well that he was able to. It's an off market. It's amazing, right? To find something off market, which is not in a multiple listing service, multiple bidding wars and all that stuff.